from an Airstream somewhere in Tornado Alley, bringing you the people, places, and stories from the Panhandle to the Red River. This is your Only in Oklahoma show.
And welcome to the show. Today we're discussing a Route 66 restaurant that should be on your list. And after the break, is the Oklahoma space program under attack? I'm Brett.
And I am Harley.
So you had
An adventure?
an adventure.
Yes, I did. But, okay, we talk about customer service a lot on this show.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Customer service is a biggie.
As a matter of fact, we were just talking about how a mediocre restaurant impressed me because of the extremely positive customer service.
I work in a customer service driven industry. I'm good at two things, bud. Driving a forklift and customer service. And let me tell you, if I was in the airline industry, I'd be good at two things.
Dude.
Flying an airplane and customer service.
So American Airlines, I'm putting them on full blast, dude. I got to the airport on time, plenty of time under my belt.
Yeah.
In South Dakota to fly home.
Mm-hmm.
And American Airlines decides to tell me after I check in that my flight's been delayed by 4 hours. My connecting flight from Dallas to Oklahoma City is 3 hours away.
Yeah.
So I'm going to miss my connecting flight.
So we're starting with the worst part and then working our way to the
worst.
Well, no, the cool. You had a cool trip, though.
I did have a cool trip, but the only thing that I want to talk about right now is customer service. You go ahead.
No, I was going to say, but the trip as a whole, it makes a strong case for loading up the family trucks and never flying again.
100%. It was a great trip.
Yeah.
That was destroyed by one major airline industry or company.
More like un-American Airlines. Am I right?
So my next flight got moved 14 times.
Jiminy.
14 times. I was originally supposed to be home at 5 o'clock on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get home until 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning on Monday.
No.
When we got close to Oklahoma, it felt like a new driver was behind the wheel of the plane, like the slowing down and speeding up and brake checking.
Not new as in fresh, but new as in like doesn't know how to fly a plane.
Exactly. And we hit the tarmac so hard that it rattled my teeth.
Dude, I haven't been on a plane.
I haven't been scared of an airline trip in 20 years.
When's the last time prior to that, when's the last time you flew?
Vegas.
Okay, that's right. So what? That was a couple of months ago?
Yeah.
I haven't been on a plane. Gosh, when was my December 29th, 2019? No, it's longer than that. No, 2010. It was a long time ago. And I don't know that I ever want to get on a plane again, if I'm being 100% honest.
It'll be a minute before I get it back on an American Airlines flight.
Yeah.
And they still haven't. I've gotten no response. Nobody ever apologized. Nobody ever explained what was happening. Nobody said that anything was changing. So I'm at the Dallas airport at gate B12 waiting for my flight.
Yeah.
And I look up and my flight is no longer listed. So I go over to the kiosk to figure out what's going on. Now I'm at C29.
Yeah.
And it's an hour later.
No.
So at any point in time, the American Airlines team could have said, hey, we're probably not really leaving until tomorrow. And I could have got a rental car and been home in 3 hours.
I want a power ranking of airlines. Southwest used to lead the pack, but after, the COVID hit, and then I think you're better off flying in a plane that's got goats in it.
Yeah, I haven't
kilos
seen
of cocaine.
Anything positive about the airline industry since COVID.
Well,
if I'm being honest,
in the last 6 months, between pilots and ATC, like there have been way too many crashes barely off the runway. Granted, some of them like India and they've barely got off the runway and crashed and went turn into a ball of flames. The airline industry as a whole is taking a major hit. So I'm sorry it happened to you, but when you're doing like you pull back and look at the wide lens?
Oh, I'm definitely really excited about doing the traveling that we talk about doing on the show. And again, I understand there are times we all have family obligations, things that require us to be other places. You can't spend every dollar inside the border of Oklahoma.
No.
But it makes me more excited about road trips, that type of thing. But there was a highlight to my flight. I found out that somebody that I watch regularly on TV is an Okie, and actually saw him at the airport. They were on our flight.
Really?
Jordan from The Challenge.
I'm trying to place the face. I bet I know him.
Well, 100%.
Yeah, because I've watched the challenges for not regularly in a while, but yeah, I know who he is.
So I saw him and I was like,
I know that guy.
I was thinking actor, and then I was like, no, it can't be an actor. And then I saw the girl that he was with, and I was like, there's no way that girl is with he's an actor or something.
Why? Why would you say that about her?
She was a total smoke show, dude. She looked like a runway model.
She was a 10 right out of the box. Right out of the box.
Yeah.
Huh?
And so, and then it hit me like he turned and he was ticked off about the flight as well. He turned around and he was making like an angry face, and it instantaneously popped into my head who he was.
Yeah. I think it's pretty cool. I've met, God, no, I can't. Dang it. I met a comedian one time at an airport, and now I'm blanking on his name, and I'm not sure why.
When I was in college working at the Holiday Inn in Norman, Oklahoma, Ed Harris gave me $100.
That's cool, man. That's cool. He's an OU grad.
Yeah. He goes there every year to see his family.
Oh, who was his name now? Goodness gracious, man! He was on Last Comic Stand. He gave me a free DVD. Matter of fact, is when we took the girls to the airport one time. Felipe Esparza. That's it. He is funny. But I met him, and I also saw the winner of one of the Survivor seasons that I knew on a plane ride to Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
Which honestly, the best way to go to Kansas is in the air because there ain't shit.
Dude,
there ain't.
I drove through Kansas and I was shocked at how vanilla. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm colorblind, but I'm pretty sure Kansas is in black and white anyway, so I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, Kansas is it's the vanilla bean of it's got a little bit of something. You think you got a little bit of something, but it's just vanilla. That's what it is.
Well, I'm ready to get into the show if you are.
Let's get it on.
Today we are talking about a place that you've been to recently.
Yes.
And if you're traveling in and around Northwest Oklahoma, I think you need to let the neon lead the way and head over to the Highway Café in Vinita, Oklahoma.
Highway Café, Vinita, Oklahoma. Not the only thing going on in town, but man, on the edge of town, it's got a lot to say in a very small location. Officially,
they're a greasy spoon, but I don't. It doesn't do them justice. They have real character, and it is a step above. I mean, I know some people think the phrase "greasy spoon" is an insult. Coming from you and I don't think it is.
No, and I'm going to tell you right now, some of the nicest folks I've ever met. I met Beth. We got to talking because I kind of let her know who. Hey, I'm going to be doing some filming. Kind of gave her a little bit of background on us, and we talked a little bit.
Beth Hilburn.
Okay. Again, Alan, he was doing something somewhere else, but we got to talking, and one thing we bonded over is her and Alan have like a 5-year-old. They are our age.
Yeah.
So we bonded over being like elder parents, but super nice. And we'll get into the meat and potatoes literally and figuratively, but I can't say enough about Highway Cafe.
Well, Alan and Beth Hilburn were high school sweethearts, that's not something you hear about very often. 30 years after the fact, they're still together. But they've been running Highway Cafe for 13 years.
Wow.
Do they really know what they're doing?
Yeah, their food, everything is great. It just has that, a lot of places like that fall victim because it's Route 66. They do a lot of these places do everything they can to shove Route 66 down your throat. What they do differently here at Highway Cafe is it literally feels like when you're pulling off the highway, like you've been driving, you're just trying to get to California.
Mm-hmm.
And it's breakfast time. There's nothing flashy about it. It just has that, I don't know, man. It just feels like vintage Route 66. Again, it's not kitschy. It's not.
No, it's really not. And they do a really good job of kind of letting you take a step back in time.
Yeah.
A little bit. But at the same time, I think this is a unique situation. They had some national grants that they won that have made all the difference for them. So there was the Backing Historical Small Restaurants Grant, which is funded by the National Trust and American Express, allowed them to add an additional 30 seats and add the large outside mural and their lighting outside.
Yeah.
And then they had another grant, which was a 50-50 cost share grant funded by the National Park Service as part of the Route 66 Corridor Preservation Grant Program, which I'm glad they took advantage of, and I wish more small Route 66 businesses were aware of that type of thing.
Yeah.
That second grant, the 50-50 cost grant, helped them to restore their 1963 vintage neon sign back to its original glory. I'm telling you, it's worth a drive to Vinita to see that sign after dark.
Yeah, that's what I wish I would have been around for. Not to mention when I was there, it was steak night, so they were going to be open. She's like, "Yeah, come back later and you can come have a steak with us." And wasn't able to do that, but I would love to see. Now I've seen pictures of it at night, but I have not seen it in person for myself. So yeah, it's definitely on the list.
This place is like a real Route 66 nostalgia fest. The murals on the outside of the building, the huge statues, was it Big Bill and the Native American chief statue? I think
we're one of the coolest things.
Go ahead.
Is they have a 63 AMC Rambler inside.
I know.
It has now get this, 60,066 unique half-inch stickers.
It's in the Guinness Book of World Records.
It's crazy. And you can also use your own sticker on they've got an old Rambler on the outside where they invite you to put your own stickers on it.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's so cool. It's Americana. It's as American as apple pie, and they have that too.
They do. I honestly though, I think if you walk in though with the Rambler in the back and the jukebox, it's like you got to double check that you locked your DeLorean before you walk.
Oh,
it's walking back in time. Now, price wise on the food, it's not quite 1950s pricing, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I will say this: I was surprised at serving size versus price size for location, for the cool. For all the amenities, I mean, it's not fancy. It's not like it doesn't seat probably maybe 75 people, maybe
94.
Okay, so
inside and outside, 94 people.
Right. The price,
dude. Okay, so a chicken fried steak sandwich combo is $10.
It's so hard to beat. Considering, and I'm maybe jumping ahead here. Go to their Facebook page and see how many people they talk about. We had, thanks to our visitors from
all over the world.
Yes, they've got an area in the area where the Rambler is with pins on the map. You can put a pin up.
I bet you if you look real close, there's a pin in Vancouver Island, Canada.
I bet there is.
No, all over.
And they have a guest book that people sign. Because when I signed it, of course, I The only time I don't sign a guest book, the OnlyinOKShow, is at a funeral. I mean, but when I go places like that, it's always the OnlyinOKShow, and I was just kind of perusing Italy, Japan, Norway. When we were there, there was a group from, I want to say France. I'm trying not to overhear, but there was a language barrier because, I mean,
dude, it's weird if you are on Route 66 at any major place along the way. If you just stop and listen on a busy day, you'll think you're in another country.
For real. I remember
Route 66 is more popular with people outside of the U.S. than it is with people in the U.S., which is sad to me.
It's a dumb example, but the first time I ever went to Vegas, it's not the same. It's same ball game, different innings.
Right.
I remember walking behind people. You don't realize that when you pull back and you see the big picture, people come from all over. And I just remember hearing like people talking like this and people with different accents and different languages and going, whoa. I was like, in my 20s at the time, I was like, this is so cool. But to see it in Oklahoma, you don't think about that. And I think when we interviewed the Route 66 Museum, I mean, probably the first couple months we were doing this.
Yeah, I think it was 2020.
Yeah, it was because it was COVID and they weren't even open, I don't think. Something was weird.
Yeah.
Or they were opening back up limited, like everybody else with a limited, whatever you want to call it.
Social distancing.
There you go. Social distancing. Only 10 people allowed a week.
Spritzers of bleach in the face. Yeah, I remember.
And she talked about the same thing. We're pretty fortunate. I don't know of another state
that gets as much
and maybe it's
international activity.
But here's the thing, though, too. And again, we've talked about it before. Oklahoma has the longest strip of continuous drivable Route 66. So, of course, when Paul McCartney, every time we talk Route 66, we talk Paul McCartney. Remember when Paul McCartney brought his Bronco to drive Route 66 and stopped at Nona's Painted Door downtown? I mean, it's big doings. They should be charging $30 a plate.
Yeah.
But it's affordable food. It feels like
the place that you go every Saturday, like because you love the owners.
It's every Saturday. It's the every Saturday crowd mixed with tourists, but it's not it should be a tourist trap that makes Cisco hamburgers, but they don't.
Speaking of tourist traps, so on my drive to South Dakota, we started seeing signs in Nebraska for wall drug. In Nebraska. And we're driving along and it's like every 100 feet there's another sign. And they all said something weird like coffee 5 cents, live dancing girls, dehydrated frogs, trench coats, cowboy boots. These signs were just random and weird, but they all said wall drug on them. We finally get to wall drug and I'm thinking tourist trap. I'm thinking, they've got a couple of things and you can buy yourself a $50, $9 t-shirt.
Yeah.
This place is off the chain. It is probably an entire city block of businesses that are all inside of wall drug. It was a ton of fun. And we were there for an hour and I feel like we maybe explored 10% of it. I would love to see something like that in Oklahoma.
Yeah. When I was a kid, when we were kids, the signs you saw the most, especially if you headed south on I-35, was come feed the animals. The Arbuckle Wilderness sign started at about Highway 9 all the way to Davis, Oklahoma. And it was like, you know what?
You never fed the animals at the Arbuckle?
I've never been to Arbuckle Wilderness. In fact, I heard recently it's still open. I had no idea it was still open. I'm really surprised because
you're going to have to take the boys.
But here's the thing. I'm surprised that it's still open because there's so many of those places
that have gotten in trouble over the years and
then after Tiger King documentary
controversy.
If you own a cat that looks like a tiger, you went to jail. So, but I know that Arbuckle, and I could be wrong. I know they've been under, if they're open, I think they've been under new management for quite some time. There were issues before with, like one-eyed giraffes and stuff like that, and just some sketchy stuff.
I think they've been doing really good since they got their dragon exhibit. So should check it out.
It thins the herd, that's for sure.
Speaking of checking it out, though, Highway Cafe, they're open for breakfast and lunch Wednesday to Sunday, and they're also open for dinner on the first Saturday of each month. If you want,
that's what I was telling you about. Yes, they were doing like steak dinners at night.
If you want more information, though, it's Highway Cafe, high-waycafe.com. And we'll include a link in the show notes.
Well, coming back after the break, did somebody hijack a space shuttle in Oklahoma?
It's time for the Oklahoma Deer Conference and Expo, August 16th in Oklahoma City. I'm Todd Craighead, and no matter how long you've deer hunted or your skill level, DeerCon has something for everyone. Learn the tips and skills from subject matter experts to make this deer season your best ever. More than 20 classes to choose from. Register at oklahomahuntersandanglers.org. Brought to you by the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation and the Oklahoma Hunters and Anglers Association.
So this is breaking news, and Brett, I am 99% positive that the OnlyinOKShow is the first major news source to release this information.
This is big.
It really is.
This is big.
You remember the Winganon space shuttle? We talked about it on a previous show.
Oh, yeah.
The cement mixer that got stuck on the side of the road was full of hardened cement, and they couldn't move it.
And they just turned it, yeah.
They painted it and accessorized it to make it look like the space shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
One of our listeners, one of our producers, one of our field teams, a person by the name of Blue Lightning, sent us an update via email that someone has run off with the rocket motors, and now it looks naked.
God, why would you do that?
I don't
What's
know.
the point?
Somebody wanted a piece of it, a piece of... I don't know, whoever did it. I say we gather up a posse and we hunt them down. If anybody knows how to track random things that look like rocket boosters, I think we should totally find the culprits.
Well, we faked the moon landing. Did I say that? Did I say we faked the moon landing?
I think you did.
I didn't mean to say that.
I don't think we faked the moon landing. I think we're hiding the fact.
No, I'm going to tell you why I think we faked the moon landing.
Okay, go for it.
We were in the space race against Russia. We weren't going to beat Russia to the moon. There's no way. We had to come up with a plan, number one. Number two, I don't think the technology to record us on the moon was there. I think in case of malfunction, we have to have something to present to the people. That's what it was. They staged it. We may have went, but I do believe as a backup plan, a plan B, because on his deathbed, Stanley Kubrick confessed days before he died, did a video confession where he confessed to staging the moon landing.
Okay. I'm going the other direction altogether.
Okay.
Not only did we go to the moon, but we have moon bases that are active.
Why haven't we been back?
We have been.
Why don't we have
all top secret?
But I'm
Us
saying,
and the Israelis. I'm just saying.
But no, my question is,
yes.
I mean, just take no foil hats here, none of that stuff. We celebrate victories, anniversaries, reenact this, and we do that. Why haven't we been back to the moon?
So I don't normally. This isn't my gig anymore.
I know it's not your gig anymore. It's not mine either.
But I will say we didn't care about the moon after we proved the point. After we beat the other people to the moon,
and that was the only reason.
That
was the only reason why we did it.
It's funny now that China is talking about going to the moon. We are ramping up our lunar activities. Like we're ramping up our abilities to get back to the moon.
You know who who will have to do that, but he's public enemy number one right now. Elon.
Oh. The other guy can do it. The Virgin Atlantic guy or whatever.
Richard Branson.
Yeah, Richard Branson. Dude, we could have a Branson City on the moon. It'd be a different thing
on
altogether.
The dark side of the moon.
Yeah.
You know,
but honestly, back to the Winganon space shuttle thing.
Okay.
This is an injustice that we have to rectify. Somebody needs to call NASA. This is a crime against
humanity,
the space program.
It really is. And what kind of a lazy Susan would have done something like that?
I don't know, but I really appreciate Blue Lightning sending us
for sure. Blue
the
Lightning
information and the pictures. We're going to post them on the internet.
Do you want to shout out on our show?
Shout out on our show?
Yeah, you want to shout out? You want us to shout out your handle?
Oh, me? I don't need a shout out. I'm on the show all the time.
You want us to shout out your, like, you could be like Shit Show.
Shit Show?
Yeah, that was Tiffany from Vancouver Island.
Yeah.
Welcome.
You just randomly select people to come on the show.
Welcome to Vancouver Island, eh? That's like the Canadian version of Fantasy Island. Yeah, send us news.
Well, I definitely, if you know something, especially if it falls into our patch,
please send it to us.
We are the travel and tourism guys for the state of Oklahoma.
Listen,
I don't care what anybody else says.
This is a no shit situation. Every couple of weeks, we got to toot our horns a little bit. We've been doing this steadily. Have we hardly missed a beat? Maybe, okay, when we were sick.
We have missed or postponed 3 or 4 shows in the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Weekly.
Yeah. Well, I was sick for a month in January last year. I thought I was gonna die.
And we still put out 3 episodes during that month.
Yeah, we did. Welcome to the Onlyin.
Yeah. So, yeah, occasionally we got to toot our own horns, but I definitely, if you guys have information like this, we want to know, especially if it's travel and tourism in the state of Oklahoma.
Listen, you want your story, you want your name to be in front of millions.
Millions. Officially millions.
It's simple. Email us. Message us. Do whatever means, by hook or crook, as they used to say. Wait, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't crook and don't hook. Just email it to us.
We do have some feedback that I wanted to discuss.
Is it about our tagging people in our Facebook group?
No, that was funny.
Okay.
I mean, technically, if you're going to get technical, Blue Lightning is a little bit of feedback. They brought us something.
Yeah.
But I did want to touch base on some feedback that you and I have discussed. And for some reason, sir, we can't get our shit straight with this one. But Lumberjack Wood-Fired Pizza on Facebook said, we're still holding out for you to try our pizza in Shawnee. And there's absolutely no reason that you and I have not made it to Shawnee, Oklahoma for a slice of pizza.
Well, I was in Shawnee pretty frequently there for a little bit. And it kind of, some things changed. And I haven't really, I'm starting to ramp up my time in Pottawatomie County. By the way, they've got the new casino.
Which one?
They've got a new Firelake casino down on Gordon Cooper and Hardesty Road, and
bigger,
a hotel,
smaller,
bigger, and a little hotel, little micro hotel.
All right, we can check it out.
Go down there and hit the jackpot. Get us a little bit of that pizza down there. Get some of that Pottawatomie County pizza. Yes, I know. We need to try this pizza. You know what? But here's the thing, Lumberjack Wood-Fired Pizza LLC. We will be doing a video, okay? We'll be doing selfies, all right? We're going to do mukbangs. We're going to do all this stuff that involves tasting your pizza, okay? You want to be the talk of the town? You want to be the taste of the OnlyinOKShow? Because we cover everywhere, okay? We'll be there, man. But just know, we're going to be making mouth noises. We're going to be staring into the camera.
We're going to put ranch on shit that doesn't.
We're going to put ranch on it.
There's no good reason to put ranch on it. We're definitely doing that.
And we're putting a slice of pizza in an empty chair because we can. Because we're the OnlyinOKShow. New shows every week. New content all the time. Come have a taste tour with us. I'm Brett.
I'm Harley, and we're out of here.
Peace. It's Power Jam 1027. No, it's Power Jam 1035, Oklahoma City. Power Jam 1035. Power Jam 1025. Oklahoma's home for Oklahoma's home. Yeah, baby. Oklahoma's home for all things local. Only in OK FM. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Oklahoma's home for all things local. Powder Puff FM. Your source for everything local. It's the Only in OK Show with news, yous, and reviews. I love this mic, man. I freaking love this microphone. The Only in OK Show brought to you by Arvis Bank, Rattlesnakes, University of Oklahoma, T-shirts, ice water with straws, ball caps, walking sticks, arthritis. I'm just looking around and finding random things that are sponsoring us. Warning. The following parental advice. Was it parental what? The following program is rated M for meatballs. We're taking you on a taste tour around Oklahoma. I really love how this microphone makes me sound, dude. I gotta tell you, Harley. Power Jam 103.5. Remember that station? Power Jam 103.5, Oklahoma City.
I do not.
It was an R&B station. Power Jam. Did you see the trailer for Running Man? Hello, guys. It's Jimmy.
Hail Mary.
Part of it. Looks pretty good.
So I just read the book.
You read the book?
Dude.
Is it wild?
It is so badass.
You read the book?
Yes. If
Wow.
Get it right, it will be a brilliant movie. If they do half as good of a job as they did for The Martian.
Yeah. Some graphic novels.
Those aren't books.
They're books to me, dude. They got pictures in them and colors and all kinds of cool stuff, dude. I went to the Derek Zoolander School for kids that don't read so good. I mean, seriously. I've tried to read books. And it, John Allen Walker. I sort of strong how, dude, you have been cordially invited to join me on my adventure. Welcome to my adventure. Whoa. Hang on a second, man.
Chickadee chick.
I'm going to bring a special guest on.
Who's our special guest? All right. Oh, God.
I don't know, Cherry.
Whenever you hear the secret word, we scream real loud.
we need a freaking secret word, man.
Horrid.
No. See, hang on. Oh, it needs an adjustment to his voice box.
Something.
Whoa. I think that was supposed to go. Ah, probably. Dude, I watched them. Documentary.
So we're on, by the way. We're
what?
Interviewing the lead singer for Five for Fighting.
Play the song.
Okay.
Play this because a lot of people don't know what the song is. It's I'm only a man, a floating red sheet. I think that's the one. Hey. Hi. Hiya. Yeah. I'm just pretending. It's not easy to be me. Harvey.
Hello. We are, in fact, interviewing this guy next week. Because he's going to be playing at...
Yeah, we are, though.
The Scissortail Parks and Recreation area.
Yeah, we are, though.
So,
James.
I have a person that I work with in the day job.
So do I.
His name is Michael McDonald. He does not appreciate Michael McDonald jokes.
He doesn't?
Does not. Like, dude, you can't get mad at me. My name is Harley. You know how much shit I've caught over my life? Way more than Michael McDonald, I promise you.
Pretending. My voice isn't pretending.
All right.
Yeah. If I was Michael McDonald, I'd embrace it. I'd be like, I
came in from the break room today.
I'm calling in sick because I've got something better good for you. And with my wife, she has some plans for us today. She told me I had to call it. Cause she wears the pants in this family. I've got to do what she says. Oh my God.
That's awesome.
I seen you got tonight. I didn't want to bug you. You should have bugged us though, man. That's why we're there, man. To be bugged.
It was surprisingly
good.
Different.
It was different.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna say.
What?
Let me say first.
You're gonna say?
Well, because we've been eating barbecue for like the last 6 months.
Yes.
What was your brisket pizza? Give me your expectation.
My expectation was pizza with some dried out brisket on it. That's what I was expecting.
Okay, but in reality,
I was literally thinking marinara sauce, cheese. That's what I saw it, I was like, okay.
What I expected was like a typical, because you see a lot of barbecue chicken pizzas where it's the brisket. It would have been the brisket, red onion, probably
barbecue sauce. Yeah,
and then
cheese,
and
probably marinara, or if they got creative, something a little different.
But you know what you could do though? You could make the sauce
a barbecue marinara,
not marinara. You can make it that and then drizzle like a reduction over the top of it. You think?
I think they could have done a little barbecue, but I think the way they made it with the pico de gallo,
with the pico,
like that was surprisingly good.
That was
it was a really good combination, and you wouldn't have gotten any of that flavor if you had added barbecue sauce to it.
I know you are, but what am I?
You know what I mean? So,
I did want to touch base on
more.
What?
One more. I'm trying to use the phone when he's in Texas.
2 things I wanted to touch on before we get into the show. Madeline is actively taking people to the parallel forest to take senior photos. I think it's brilliant, and they look really good.
Yeah.
It's a good backdrop. But the other thing, while we're talking kids, Connor's first day as an official firefighter for the Air Force.
Yeah.
And he had his first official fire.
How big of a fire?
It was a very small fire. It was not that big of a deal at all. But one of the guys that he was working with said he'd been in the Air Force for 2 years before he saw a fire.
Yeah.
I thought
that's hella good, man.
Yeah, he hasn't even started his training booklet yet. He's
out there stamping out.
Yeah.
Doing the what's his name? What's the bear's name that fights fires?
Smokey?
Just kidding. Only you can prevent forest fires. Shit. We quit saying that.
We're in trouble.
We quit saying it. There's things we stopped saying.
Hey, Maddie.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Some food.
Hang on. Only you can prevent forest fires.
Mm-hmm.
Don't lay that trash on Oklahoma. We stopped saying that.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
I don't know.
Book it.
Book it.
Do they still do the Book It Club anymore?
Oh, the Pizza Hut?
Yeah.
I don't know. Does Pizza Hut even do an individual pan pizza?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that.
Dude, I'm going to say it right now. I think the personal pan pizzas, top tier.
Back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But let's be honest, at the same point in time, Little Caesars rocked back then.
Oh, yeah. Are you guys still on the barbecue tour? Yes, we are still on the barbecue tour. We're closing in, though. We're about to wrap this thing, at least on our end. The problem
last video is in process.
It's in production. We're in production right now.
Postpartum
production is what because I'm really depressed about it. Depressed that we didn't get to go down there. You know what I mean? No, Remain Bar.
I do.
They got your burgers. They got. What if they?
Are we recording? And
Yeah.
how does my?
You sound fine.
How does it look?
It looks fine.
Okay.
What if Ernest did? Quit looking at it. What are you worried about? Nobody's
I don't know.
touched it.
It feels weird.
What if Ernest did Brahms now? They got your soy milk. They got your vegan taters. Know what I mean, Vern?
They got your Cisco products. They got your bagged salad.
Their burgers ain't even as big as they used to be, Vern. Like, I came back from the dead for this.
Is he dead?
He's dead.
That is not cool.
Yeah, he died in I want to say
Dude, if you say 2019, I swear to God, I'm hitting you.
No, I think he died in like 2000. I want to say 2012.
You mean
like
when
that.
the world was supposed to end according to the Mayans?
I want to say
makes sense.
2012.
That makes sense.
Somebody fact check me on that, but I think it was like 2012. Early twos. Yeah, early twos.
It still bothers me to realize that we're living in the 20s.
You know what bothers me? I'm going to be 61 when Carson's 18.
Ugh. Yeah.
I was looking at an old man the other day, and I was watching him walk across the parking lot. And this is kind of dark, but I was watching him walk across the parking lot. I looked at him, I went,
You could take him.
well, no. But no, seriously. I was looking at him, I was like, how many good years does he have left?
That's messed up, dude.
And then he got in his minivan and loaded his groceries and left.
He got into his Miata and his 20-year-old wife hopped in next to him.
But then it got me to thinking, like, if the generations that have to fight harder to take better care of themselves, it's ours.
Yeah.
Because the boomers, they were raised on
Grass-fed.
Yeah.
Real butter.
Yeah. real.
Real wheat.
And we're literally eating out of a petri dish.
Yeah.
Like my store manager, James, he's in the room. I think he's still in there. He started eating clean. Mm-hmm. And what a difference it makes. Because everything looks different. Like you just look and I wish I could embrace that somehow.
The other day, I guess it's a little over a week ago, we went to Sushi Volcano in Norman.
Volcano Sushi.
Yeah.
I really like Volcano Sushi.
Yeah, here's the thing. I got sick.
You got sick?
I hurt all over after the next day.
Did you get mercury poisoning?
No, I think they had bad oil, and it's that garbage oil anyway, cottonseed or canola oil or whatever. Mm-hmm. And, dude, I felt like I had the flu.
Yeah, yesterday was a rough day for me. I ate like I didn't have no sense. I had Raising Cane's. I don't eat fried chicken. I don't eat a ton of fried food, period. But I felt like total ass all day today. Like I had dry heaves in the morning. It was just a bad scene. Like it.
I know what happened.
What? Can you give me something to drink? I need some liquid energy.
You can't have any.
I really need some liquid energy. Dry heaving is a bug sign. No healthy person dry heaves.
Hey.
Huh? Yeah, I'll take one of those girly energy drinks. Yes, little restaurant and food truck. Have you guys heard of Rasties? Is it Rasties or is it Rasties? Why am I thinking of Rustlers? No, I need to get back to Fletcher. I've got family literally. What was that? Did you hear that? What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know what's happening. I don't like it, though. Did you do this?
I just requested to join.
How do you request to join? How does this even happen?
No, you had to have accepted this.
There's no freaking way.
Well,
No, you're not the bad guy. I didn't realize. I was trying to scroll through to see who the hell.
Who is it?
You've been accepted.
Who's watching the shit show?
She's a Freemason. He does that.
I'm not a Freemason. I only say that because I know a Freemason. Totally.
You know two of them now. Harley's a Freemason. I don't know how. I was scrolling through comments, and I accidentally. Are you an Okie?
Am I an Okie?
Yeah, you from Oklahoma. That means no.
That was awesome.
Pardon?
Are you from Oklahoma?
No.
Where are you from?
From Canada? Why? Why are you watching us? I want to know for real.
Whoa. She's from Canada.
She's like way up in the north Oklahoma panhandle.
I know. And she eats cured ham.
Oh my God, I'm not in a fin igloo. I have like crocuses in February.
See, I don't even know what a crocus is.
Yeah.
Crocus is a band as far as I'm concerned.
I think that's like seal balls or something. I am curious as to why you're watching, though.
I accidentally invited her.
No, I'm curious as to why she was in the comments because she is in Vancouver.
Because she
and
likes
we talk about
cheeseburgers.
Oklahoma.
She likes cheeseburgers, and we hit her For You page.
Can we randomly pull people into this on a regular basis? I like this. This is fun.
I mean, we can. All right. Dang, that was fun.
I left the room for 2 seconds.
It was an accident. Sue me. Okay.
Like, I'm bored. I'm going to start inviting people to the show.
I need, we need, answers.
People are dyeing your beard in the comments.
Whose beard? Mine?
Yours.
You should have a guest. Who said that? Who said dye my beard?
Ariel?
Did you just get that? Oh, yeah. It's an inside joke.
Oh.
Ariel's one of my assistant managers. Leadership team. We're on a leadership team together. There is no them. There is no me. We are all as one.
So when Connor and I were on our road trip to deliver him to the Air Force Base in South Dakota, we stopped at a restaurant. There was a cute younger girl waiting on us. She came over and asked us if we needed refills on our drinks. I handed her my coffee cup and said I could use a top off.
Yeah.
And then I laughed because I said top off to like a 18-year-old girl.
Yeah, that's funny.
She walks away and Connor says, damn, Dad, she's starting off her day. It's first thing in the morning and she's going to have Santa Claus talking about getting her top off.
Yeah.
Dude, you're grounded.
Yeah.
Let's kick this pig.
You're a pig. All right. Let's see.
Speaking of pigs,
I can almost sound like James Spader.
Misfit Pit Barbecue.
Let's see.
Have you seen the artwork that he's got on the outside of his new building?
No, but it's updating the computer now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's updating the computer.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Dude, it's really great, like black and white.
Is it the same as his hat?
Kind of.
Okay.
Like it's along a lot. That's on there, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff, and it's along the same line, the black and white cartoon artwork.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It looks great.
Brilliant. You know what it is? Science. Remember that?
It is science.
It blinded me with science. It blinded me with science. It's better than any fantasy. What was the song from Weird Science? Oh yeah. Weird Science. I love that movie. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, it's still doing something over here. Weird Science.
Butch joined.
Who?
Butch.
Weird Science 3, 2, 1. And welcome to Sure. All right, you ready?
CC Senior.
And then the show. Welcome to the show. Today we're discussing Route 66. We could do that. Somebody's out there right now making $1 bajillion, and every third word is like.
Oh my God.
Thanks for following us.
Totally getting more Botox and filler.
Listen, I'm working with my boyfriend, and then I got back together with him, and so I could get a ride home. That's what they do.
Awesome.
I promise I'll never leave you again. And then they get a ride home. They're like, we're done. You know what I mean? Why? 3, 2, 1.